Right, let's get started.
CNN newsmakers today, considering Facebook's plan to launch a cryptocurrency and doubts about its handling of political advertising.
Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg spent the day on Capitol Hill making one of his boldest pitches yet, that his social website should be allowed to launch a global cryptocurrency called Libra. Now, some lawmakers were not so impressed, but Zuckerberg told them that if Washington blocks his plan, the U.S. could lose its standing as the world's financial leader, with China moving in.
We can't sit here and assume that because America is today the leader, that it will always get to be the leader if we don't innovate.
But some fear that Facebook's digital currency could upend the global financial system and make the company even more powerful than it is today. Josh Constine is the editor-at-large at TechCrunch, and he followed, of course, this testimony closely. And in terms of Libra itself, Josh, where do you stand? Is it just another competitor on the cryptocurrency file, or is it innovative?
It's very different than most cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin or Ethereum. There you gamble and you hope that the value of the coin goes up. Whereas with Libra, it's designed to stay permanently stable, and it is innovative in that it's using this broad approach of bringing in all these different companies. But the problem is that Facebook is still at the core, and it's not the kind of company that people want launching a cryptocurrency or potentially endangering the global financial system.
Nothing proved that more than Zuckerberg, again, having to answer questions about the way it's handled elections in the past and the way it will handle them in the future.
Under your policy, could I pay to target predominantly black zip codes and advertise them the incorrect election date?
No, Congresswoman, you couldn't.
But you said you're not going to fact check. Would I be able to run advertisements on Facebook targeting Republicans in primaries saying that they voted for the Green New Deal? I mean, if you're not fact-checking political advertisements, I'm just trying to understand.
I don't know the answer to that off the top of my head. I think.
So you don't know if I'll be able to do that?
Josh, he seems confused about his own policy there.
Mark Zuckerberg simply doesn't have a great argument for why it should allow misinformation in political ads, especially given the ads don't make Facebook that much money and cause it great controversy. It has repeatedly claimed that this policy favors challengers instead of incumbents, yet we've seen that it's the richest voices and the biggest incumbents that spend the most on Facebook ads. And I worry this could lead to an arms race of political misinformation in campaign ads, where people say increasingly terrible things about their competitors and say, only I can save society, donate to me now, and then just buy more ads, spreading more lies.
Spread more lies. Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg spent a day on Capitol Hill making one of his boldest pitches yet. Make a pitch. Product pitch. Making one of its boldest pitches yet. That his social website should be allowed to launch a global cryptocurrency called Libra. Now, some lawmakers were not so impressed. But Zuckerberg told them that if Washington blocks his plan, the yuan could lose its standing as the world's financial leader, with China moving in. We can't sit here and assume that because America is today the leader, because America is today the leader that will lead, that it will always get to be the leader if we don't innovate. And to be the leader if we don't innovate. But some fear that Facebook digital currency could upend the global financial system and make the company even more powerful than it's today. Josh Constine is the editor-at-large at TechCrunch. And he followed, of course, this testimony closely. And in terms of Libra itself, Josh, where do you stand? You agree or disagree or partly agree? To what extent do you agree with him. Where do you stand? Is it just another competitor in the cryptocurrency file, or is it innovative? It's very different than most It's very different from most cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin or Ethereum. There you gamble and you hope that the value of coin goes up. Whereas with Libra, it's designed to stay permanently stable, and it's innovative. It is innovative in that it's using the broad approach of bringing all these different companies. But the problem is that Facebook is still the core. Facebook is still the core, and it's not the kind of company that people want launching the cryptocurrency or potentially endangering the global financial system. Nothing proved that more than Zuckerberg again having to answer questions about the way it's handled the elections in the past and the way it will handle them in the future. Under your policy, could I pay to target predominantly black zip codes and advise them the incorrect election date? No, Congresswoman, you couldn't. But just said that you're not going to fact check. Could I be able to run advertisements on Facebook targeting Republicans in primaries saying that they voted for the Green New Deal? I mean, if you're not fact checking political advertisements, I'm just trying to understand. I don't know the answer to that out of my head. I don't know the answer to that out of my head. Answer that off the top of my head. I don't know the answer to that. Off the top of my head. Off the top of my head. I think probably. So you don't know if I'll be able to do that. Josh, he seems confused about his own policy there. Mark Zuckerberg simply doesn't have a great argument for why it should allow misinformation in political ads, especially given the ads to make Facebook that much money and cause great controversy. Just repeatedly claim that this policy favors challengers instead of incumbents. We've seen that it's the richest voices and the biggest incumbents that spend the most on Facebook ads. I worry this could lead to an arms race of political misinformation and campaign ads, where people say increasingly terrible things. Competitors and say, only I can save society and tell it to me now. Just buy more ads, banning more lies.
CNN newsmakers today considering Facebook's plan to launch a cryptocurrency and doubts about its handling of political advertising.
Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg spent the day on Capitol Hill making one of the boldest pitches yet. That his social website should be allowed to launch global cryptocurrency called Libra. Now, some lawmakers were not so impressed. Zuckerberg told them that if Washington blocks his plan, the U.S. could lose standing as the world's financial leader with China moving in.
We can't sit here and assume that because America is today the leader, that it will always get to be the leader if we don't innovate.
But some fear that Facebook's digital currency could upend the global financial system and make the company even more powerful than it is today. Josh Constantine is the editor at TechCrunch, and he followed, of course, this testimony closely. And in terms of Libra itself, Josh, where do you stand? Is it just another competitor on the cryptocurrency file, or is it innovative?
It's very different than most cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin or Ethereum. There you gamble and you hope that the value of the coin goes up. Whereas with Libra, it's designed to stay permanently stable, and it is innovative in that it's using this broad approach of bringing in all these different companies. But the problem is that Facebook is still at the core, and it's not the kind of company that people want launching a cryptocurrency or potentially endangering the global financial system.
Nothing proved that more than Zuckerberg again having to answer questions about the way it's handled elections in the past and the way it will handle them in the future.
Under your policy, could I pay to target predominantly black zip codes and advertise them the incorrect election date?
No, Congresswoman,
you couldn't. But you said you're not going to fact check. Would I be able to run advertisements on Facebook targeting Republicans in primaries saying that they voted for the Green New Deal? I mean, if you're not fact-checking political advertisements, I'm just trying to understand.
I don't know the answer to that off the top of my head. I think.
So you don't know if I'll be able to do that?
Josh, he seems confused about his own policy there.
Mark Zuckerberg simply doesn't have a great argument for why it should allow misinformation in political ads, especially given the ads don't make Facebook that much money and cause it great controversy. It has repeatedly claimed that this policy favors challengers instead of incumbents, yet we've seen that it's the richest voices and the biggest incumbents that spend the most on Facebook ads. And I worry this could lead to an arms race of political misinformation in campaign ads where people say increasingly terrible things about their competitors and say, only I can save society, donate to me now, and then just buy more ads, spreading more lies.
Spreading more lies. Spreading more lies. Okay. Oh. 微妙。NIMBY, not in my backyard, not in my backyard. Coming. 結構受験使われてる。In France, it is 0.6. His 0.6 rather than sun. It's not A, but B. It's not watch two. It's not watch two. It's not A. It's rather. Choosing